I'm here to read for you again. Hello, Cellulite and Love Tarot, or Hillary for short. Welcome. Happy Freaky Friday here on my channel. Normally I cosplay on these days, but y'all, I am tired today. So I said, you know what? This reading is all about being our most authentic self, and some days are just going to be mellow days, and that's okay. We all need times to just be in our own skin. So the energy I feel right now is very mellow. It's funny because it was originally like tired after yesterday's events. I fell asleep early and I woke up and it felt like I hadn't slept at all, even though I slept wonderfully. Like, so it was just one of those things, like my energy is trying to catch up. So I was like, you know what? I still want to do a reading today because I love doing readings, but we're just going to keep it chill for today. So, like I said, Freaky Friday reading. So we're going to see how to be our most freak flag flying self, the most authentically pure version of ourselves, and embracing that fully for our own self and so that the world can benefit from it. So I'm excited to get into it. We'll see if this mellow energy kind of, sorry, smoke. There's like a smoke trail right in front of my eyes and it distracted me. Yeah. Okay, that distracted me super hard. I'm going to clear for you. Clear for me. And we're going to jump in. I'm going to start with the wild unknown archetypes. And then we'll go from there. I'm just going to kind of wing it today. I haven't really thought too far ahead. 143 on the clock. I love you. I love you. You should love you too. I just got one of the little kids songs that I wrote for my kiddos whenever I said that in my head. And I love it because it's like all about being authentic. Maybe I'll sing it one day, but I don't want to do it right now. Okay, Spirit, my higher self, my wonderful darling's higher self, thank you so much for using me as a channel to guide and instruct. I ask for the most clear and concise messages, information, feelings, and sensations to come through for the betterment of my wonderful darling and for the highest good of everyone involved. Thank you so much, Spirit. And thank you so much for being here. Maybe betterment is not the right term for this because I believe that you are perfectly good enough as you are, and that's the whole point of this. So, all right, let's get started. Let's see. Spirit, can you please guide me to choose the cards meant for my wonderful darling as they become fully self-expressed? Okay. See what we got. Okay. The first one that came out is the fault line. That's really interesting imagery. Arrows. The eternal child. I love that picture. And the mystic. Okay. I might read the book for a couple of these, but let me just get my original message here. I feel like who I'm speaking to is someone that has maybe had a hard time speaking their truth in some sort of way. Maybe not speaking up for themselves, or sort of feeling like they never feel like they are knowledgeable enough to really speak up about a subject matter. They maybe sort of put down their knowledge, you know. So they probably don't speak up a lot. It's someone who doesn't speak with a lot of confidence, and I feel like this place here was once whole, and then now there's this separation here, right, which is like, it almost looks like a void, but I'm also being pulled to the fact that it's veining into the existing surfaces here, right? So it's not just like there's a separation here. It's like pieces of the separation then leak into each side, right? I feel like this is stemmed from childhood. Like most of our hangups are, just us as children trying to learn how to be normal people and getting so much information and trying to learn, right? I feel like what's happening though around you is that you are getting more and more connected with that inner child of yours, and really, instead of this being almost like this void area that's separating true self from, facade self, it's almost like you're connecting to this inner child, and instead you are finding ways to bridge the gap here, right? There is a separation here, but the bridging energy is leaking into both sides, right? I feel like this is someone who is getting more in touch spiritually because of that, right? Often, if you are into spirituality and tarot readings and stuff like that, inner child work can lead to strengthening your intuition and strengthening just your spirituality, your sense of spirituality in general. Whether that means that you experience paranormal stuff or not is unrelated, right? It's just your intuition getting stronger. And so you may find that you are beginning to just know things more. And that is kind of becoming a sense of enamorment for you, because you maybe are someone who has, like I said, struggled with feeling like you don't know enough, like you're not knowledgeable enough to speak up or even make a stance on anything. So coming to this place where you're just instantly knowing things without having to know the knowledge is really cool for you, because it's this sense of empowerment. I really enjoyed that for you. Okay, I'm trying to decide if I want to do Moonology oracles or not. I think I will. Okay, Spirit, can you give me some Moonology oracles here for my lovely darling as they are becoming more self-aware, more self-authentic, more fully expressed? Help me connect with them through this deck, please. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. I feel like this has been the energy that you have always been in. Taurus is a very practical, grounded, earthy energy. Communication is key. You are good enough. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Thank you for clarifying exactly what I thought of this. Okay. This is the card with your energy that is saying, I have to overthink and overplan and have an A through Z plan and then a backup A through Z plan, right? This is someone who never feels like they are quite prepared. It's almost like if you try to make a choice or you try to make a decision, it takes you a long time because you are trying to think of every possible outcome to every single option that you have to choose from, right? The problem is that feels like you're being very communicative with yourself, but really it's almost muddying your intuition, right? It's almost muddying that because you're overthinking it. You're overthinking every single possibility. And it's like, yes, there are an infinite amount of possibilities for whatever you're trying to work through or choose in your life. And you could do everything you can to predict the outcome, but unprecedented things happen all the time, right? So it's like you need to lean on that intuition, which I feel like you're learning how to do that, right? And you're learning that communicating with your higher self, communicating with your true self, going with your gut, leaning into that is more true communication than trying to plan for every up, down, left, right turn possible ahead for you. I feel like this is you embracing this. I am good enough to listen to my intuition. I am good enough to make choices. I'm good enough to speak and just decide without knowing every single thing. Thank you, Spirit, for deciding that, for making that clear. On the bottom, you have nothing will come of this situation. I love this card because when I was first learning this deck, when I would pull this card, my intuition, because I've also been this way before a tidbit. When I would see this card, I was just like, no, what do you mean nothing's going to come of it? Like, oh my gosh, what I want to pursue, nothing's going to happen with that. Me pursuing tarot, nothing's going to happen with that. And then when you read the book, it's the opposite. It's like, no, what you're worried about, all of your fears, all of the anxiety about it, everything that you are placing way too much dense energy, what you're worried about is nothing to worry about. It's more about the trust fall. It's more about the don't make things a bigger deal, a bigger problem than they actually are. So I love that because you are embracing this. You're like, you know what? I would rather just take a leap and try things and really dip my toes in the water and then stand there and from the sidelines of the pool saying, but what if it's cold? But what if it's too warm? But what if it's, what if the chlorine's too strong? And just never even touching it. You're just like, okay, you know what? I need to stop worrying about it and I just need to take a dip, right? I love it. I love it. Let's get some tarot. Okay. Spirit, please connect me to this wonderful person as they are becoming their fully expressed self-tuned, in-tuned. I don't feel like that's the right word, but I don't know why I'm hearing that. I feel like you are in tune with yourself. You're getting there. You're learning that. You're finding that's the mellow energy. It's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I feel like you are someone who has maybe been high-strung, high anxiety, like this, this mentally, this physically, this emotionally, all wound up, all tight. And I feel like you're stepping into this like release and it's beautiful. You're just like, oh, that's kind of nice to just kind of go with it, right? Go with the flow, just kind of try things. Spirit, what do you want me to know about this wonderful person as they become their freak flag flying self, fully authentic? Queen of Cups is stemming from a pure self-love. Oh my gosh, you are learning self-love and it's taken a lot of time. The Knight of Pentacles. It took you a lot of time to come to this place because I'm also getting, for a select few, there's possible mother issues, family issues. That's not for everyone. I know that for sure. Either way, the main part of this energy is you learning over time with dedication, with persistent and consistent energy, how to love yourself, how to give to yourself first. And I feel like you're learning that your sense of happiness, your sense of fulfillment with that Ten of Pentacles on the bottom stems from that source of happiness. You've kind of pieced together that like, okay, I can look at people, who have the greatest accomplishments in the world, right? Whatever materialistic people kind of focus on, all the money, all the fame. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't really get it, but I can still respect that for other people's lives. Like they're living their authentic life. Cool. Great for them. But I feel like you're someone who's also looking at this sort of thing like, yeah, but I see a lot of those people and they're just normal people. But now they have a facade to keep up. Now they have an image to maintain. Now they have PR and all this stuff, right? And is that actually a life worth living? Do I want to be someone, who has everything that everyone desires materialistically, who's approved by everyone, who is liked among the ranks? I don't know why that came out that way. Who's preferred among the ranks, and then have to live a life of having my picture taken every time I want to go to grab a cup of coffee. You're just kind of realizing that all that glitters isn't gold, right? And what really is important is how you feel about yourself. You don't need any fans, any approval, nothing like that outside of yourself. It's a bonus. It's nice to have this sort of support, this sort of awesome support system around you, but the source is within you. You've really come to love yourself, and it's been because of your consistency. And if this isn't where you're at yet, I just feel like Spirit wants you to know that you actually, on a spiritual level, on a 5D level, you are far more advanced in your self-love than maybe you're right now 3D, with with mental warfare going on may see. I feel like you're doing great. You've really progressed a lot. Let's see, Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Cups under that King of Pentacles, King of Wands. I actually really like that energy on bottom. The Knight of Cups kind of romanticizes life a bit, but backed by the King of Pentacles and the Knight and the King of Wands, it's like yes, I'm romanticizing life. I'm seeing what's so bubbly and amazing about me. I'm loving myself with that sweetness, you know, but I'm also backing it up with the effort. I'm also backing it up with the consistency. I'm backing it up with drive and passion and like this refusal to settle for less than what I want with the Kings, right? They are very much like it's my way or the highway. And this has been very healing for you with the Four of Swords, right? I feel like you're getting to know the side of yourself maybe in the quiet moments before you go to sleep. You might be really intentional about what you're speaking to yourself, your intentionality right before you're going to bed, or just taking time out to be with you and check in on yourself whenever you're having hard moments, right? You're giving yourself that rest that you need. This is the mellowed out energy. I love it. That's so bizarre that only 2 tarot cards came out, but I love it for a mellow reading. Like it's a simple reading. I love it. Okay. Spirit. Oh, I don't normally use that deck, but oh well. Okay, I'm going to do this one. What else do you want me to know about this? What other messages do you have for this wonderful person who is loving themselves the most and the best here? You are so in tune with your intuition and with your emotions right now. And I love that you are really keeping all that energy for yourself right now. The Queen of Cups is very, very loving and very generous with love, but this depiction, there's a cap on the cup, so it's more like, I have my cup of love and I want to keep it safe, right? I don't want anything else to get in and contaminate it. I want to keep my love for myself very pure. It's really beautiful. It's really lovely energy. Okay, what else do you want me to know? What other messages does my wonderful darling here need to hear right now for their authentic journey here? Page of Cups. There's that inner child energy that I was talking about, and giving that inner child energy the love that it needs. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love that. 10 of Swords reversed. Okay. You are healing all of the wounds from your past with this new clarity, Ace of Swords. I love that after the 10 of Swords starts over, it's the Ace of Swords, you know? The worst is over. You're deciding that, right? You're realizing that really the mental struggles in your life, right? Your viewpoint, your perception of life around you, your perception. Got distracted, I'm sorry. You're realizing that your perception is the most important thing, more than any physical situation. You're realizing your perception of your situations are the most important part of your situations, okay? And I feel like you are learning how to release past betrayals, you know, past heartache, past devastations, any painful endings in your life, anything that left you feeling abandoned, neglected. You are stepping away from that, and I feel like it's specifically from childhood with the Page of Cups. If not, this could be a separate note, and I will make a comment on that in just a second. But the swords are all mental, you know? It's your thinking process, your thought process about things. And yes, that doesn't change that situations, you know, are devastating, but you're realizing that the real power over your state of being is your thought process. And you have really mastered that. You're like, okay, I can see a way out of anything, because as long as I'm still alive and breathing, then there's a way through and there's a way up, right? Doesn't matter how low the lows get. Okay, the 10 of Swords is like the lowest low possible, you know. It'd be like an extra layer of low if the 10 of Wands were here with it. But with this in the reverse, you're coming out of that. This is like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you know, and you're just realizing that the thoughts that you had before, the thought processes that you had before, the overthinking, the sort of self-sabotaging energy that your thoughts can bring whenever you're facing hard situations, you're realizing how important that is more than any other situation around you. And I feel like, 7 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 6 of Wands. You are so determined to overcome your emotional attachment to your prominently your prominent thought process, right? You are really focused on changing the way that you think, right? And I love that this energy with the Seven of Wands is prepared for it to be a challenge, right? And that's not you manifesting that it's going to be a challenge. It's just you sort of facing this mental blockage, this mental, I wish I could say the word that I'm thinking of. Sometimes my brain just like the words fleet. I can feel the energy and then the words actually fleet me during these readings, and that's kind of frustrating. But I feel like you're prepared. You're not just like, oh, well, now that I know that things need to be different with my thought process, now I'm going to expect it to just be better. And then I'm going to get discouraged whenever it's not, whenever I have to actually practice retraining my thoughts. You are very much prepared to practice retraining your thoughts with that Seven of Wands. And I feel like this practice is you removing your emotional ties to your thought processes, right? You separating those two aspects. And it's really beautiful, because the Eight of Cups is walking away from something that is emotionally dissatisfying. And you, with this reflection, with this Ace of Wands, over the Ten of Swords, you are just like emotionally detaching from whatever thought processes don't serve you anymore, right? You're feeling stronger and more confident than ever. This is you being also, I feel like you're also being recognized. What's so funny is like, because the original energy was all about basically not wanting to speak up, not wanting to really be seen, be perceived, possibly like having a hard time being perceived because you feel like you don't know enough, you're not knowledgeable enough for some, it doesn't even have to be knowledge like as far as academic goes, but it just, you're not feeling confident in the information or the words that you communicate, right? And you overcoming this. And I feel like you're stepping into this area of just like, I'm going to be perceived, like the Six of Wands. I'm going to be perceived. People are perceiving me whether or not I want them to. And I'd rather be confident. I'd rather be proud of myself. I'd rather see how far I've come. I'd rather be so proud of myself for all the obstacles that I've overcome. It's a wonderful, wonderful energy. Okay, back to this Page of Cups. In this image, it's probably not going to show you very well, but right here on this, on its shoulder is a white rabbit. So this little Page of Cups is childlike excitement, its ideas, its creativity, and the white rabbit represents you following that obscure dream, right? Follow your white rabbit. So there's something that maybe you have not pursued since you were a kid that you really loved, that really fascinated you, that you might be getting back into. If not, then it could just be you following a white rabbit of an idea that you have now as an adult, okay? But it's embodying that childlike wonder and excitement about it, right? It's embodying that, okay, things can be different. Things can be different. I don't have to be the same way. What if, instead of overthinking it in all the negative ways that things can go and that prohibiting you from making a decision, this Page of Cups is like, I'm going to think about all the right ways that things could go, because perhaps maybe I've only viewed things from a negative perception before, and now I can think about in the opposite way. Wow, from A to Z, what about all the ways that this could go right? I love that energy. Okay, on the bottom is Strength and Temperance and a Knot. Oh my gosh. Okay, this path that you're on is permanent healing, okay? The strength that you're showing is building up a level of fortitude and prowess. I don't know why I'm hearing that. I don't even think that's the right word, but that's what I heard, so I'm going to say it. I feel like you are just like excitedly, with passion, heading towards healing, like just embodying this healing energy, just sort of, the Temperance card is healing, it's moderation, but it's also divine protection, divine intervention. I feel like it's the connection with you and the divine, realizing that you are divine, seeing how you are connected to everything and everyone all at once with that Anant card. Anant is the ever-encompassing energy of endings and beginnings, right? It's in this deck, it's the very last card behind the World card, whereas the World is the end of the tarot, end of the major arcanas in the tarot, and the Fool is the beginning. The Anant card is the energy that holds that cycle, so it's always there. It's everlasting, okay? And so I feel like you're stepping into a completely permanent new you, and it's not even new because it's the you that you've always been. but it feels like a new you because you have been someone who has had to suppress, had to hide, had to, not had to, but felt like you had to for your own safety, felt like you had to for your own betterment, you know. You felt like being authentic before was maybe detrimental to you. So, and if that could have been subconscious, so too, okay, I'll admit that could be completely subconscious. I don't think that you were actively or proactively like, no, if I'm myself, it's going to be detrimental. It's just a very subconscious thing, okay? But I feel like subconsciously and consciously, you're becoming a permanent new version of you, even though it's not new you. It's actually finally fully self-expressed you. Okay, I love that. Okay, what else do I want to do here? I want to see what we can expect here. Spirit, can you please tell me some upcoming energy here that we can expect? Maybe in the physical here from this wonderful person who is just grabbing life by the horns and just changing everything about how they perceive themselves and are perceived by others. What's coming up? What can we expect? Eight of Cups, you're moving on to better things. Ace of Swords in the neutral, yeah. The Tower. The Sun. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom. Double 7 of Wands, the Chariot. Okay. Okay, upcoming energy. So I feel like this is saying what you're doing right now, right? Because we've already got the 8 of Cups and the Ace of Swords, okay? So this feels like a very mellow energy to me, this Ace of Cups. This person is walking away from things that were not satisfying before and moving towards emotional satisfaction to the 9 of Cups. But the blue around it is very serene. This person's not running, they're slowly just moving forward, right? And the Ace of Cups, or the Ace of Swords, is just like, because you have this realization, right? You have really gotten in touch with the higher version of yourself, right? Which you already are. But I feel like you're realizing that direct connection to source, to spirit, the divine, to you, right? And that has really fueled you moving forward, and it's felt very mellow, but it's been drastic for you. Maybe things feel like, you know, uneventful with this change. You may feel like, okay, is it actually making that big of a difference? You know, are you just kind of fluffing up these words, Hillary? I'm really not. This is making a bigger difference and a bigger impact than you realize in your life, okay? This is, I'm not kidding. This is major change, even if it feels kind of slow moving and mellow right now. Yeah, even if it feels that way. You can absolutely look forward to this happiness being something that you attain permanently, right? This is a level of enlightenment and joy and childlike wonder and excitement that you've needed for a while. And I feel like if you're worried that because it doesn't feel as drastic as it is, that this isn't your future, I just feel like Spirit wants to tell you this is your future. You may not in your physical feel like this is making ginormous changes, but energetically in the 5D, spiritually, in your inner self, you are making drastic changes, okay? Even if it takes a lot of mental redirection with that 7 of Wands, even if you have to continue fighting against old ways of thinking, okay? At the bottom, Ace of Pentacles, the Devil. So, with the 7 of Wands, you have been very, very good so far at just completely resisting any temptation, toxic habits, toxic thoughts, right? Any restrictive thinking. You are no longer entertaining that, right? And that doesn't mean that it doesn't pop up and try to tempt you, that you don't have those thoughts, you know. Like I said, you're very much protective over yourself. You're protective over your peace, and like you're not paying any mind to it, even though it's still there. That may be why you feel like you're not making as big of a change as you are, or there's not as big of an impact as there is, because this kind of devil energy, this sort of mental the mental trap that the devil can represent in this deck can kind of cloud your perception, right? It's like you have to stay so focused on just being present now with that Seven of Wands in the face of the devil that maybe because you have to practice being so peaceful, it's hard for you to see just the impact that you actually are making. But this is a whole new experience, right? You are heading into a world of abundance, right? The Ace of Pentacles is a gift from the divine. It's a solid gift. It could be a job offer. It could be new living situation, but something in the tangible. You are changing your physical life by doing this, okay? And you're going to see how abundant things start coming to you, even if it's not external. Like I said, abundance is a mindset, and so it all starts there. And then you see how other things around you then make you feel even more abundant, okay? You are moving on very, very fast from the life that you had before, and you are conquering things every step of the way. The Chariot heads into battle with victory in mind. So yes, you are definitely facing a battle, but that doesn't mean that you're losing it, okay? I love that. Two of Pentacles and Hierophant under that. That's amazing too. Like, instead of being so pulled between facade self and authentic self, you're just like, I get to be who I believe, right? You're changing your core beliefs about who you are, about your worthiness, about your good enough, your good enoughness. I'm mellow and I'm tired. That's what I'm going to stick with. You are no longer being pulled between that. I love it. It's amazing energy. Okay, I'm going to close this out with healing energy oracles, and then I'm going to let you go. Okay. Spirit, can you please give me some of the healing energy oracles that this amazing person needs to hear right now? Any confirmation for their situation? Belief in elevation. That's literally belief in elevation. Belief in elevation. Okay. I didn't even finish shuffling. I'll take it if it's from Spirit. Oh, learning to love myself and peace. Oh, thank you so much, Spirit. Oh my gosh. Okay. These two came out first. Belief. I believe in myself, the beauty of life, and the goodness of God. Thus I have the power to fulfill my dreams. The will of the Almighty supports me. My life is showered in divine light, and my heart opens to the power of the universe. Elevation. I free myself from fear and trust the universe. I direct my thoughts to the beauty inside and around me. I use my spiritual strengths and knowledge to create light and rise above all doubt. Oh my God. I was talking about knowledge. I love when these cards always confirm, and it just makes me feel like, thank you, Spirit. Okay, I'm doing things right. Okay. Peace. I am unwavering in the face of fear. I come to my senses and embrace challenge. Seven of Wands right there. I am determined to think with gentleness and calm. I find inner silence and become a manifestation of peace. Learning to love myself. I choose to see the beauty in me. My wealth lies in my nature and potential. I transform my weaknesses into strengths. I realize that I am a being of light, and I allow myself to shine. I'm gonna choke up a little bit. Okay. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Okay, you're a wonderful person. I love tapping into your energy, so thank you. I hope that you have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to, I've been having a hard time fitting in the weekend readings, so I think I'm just gonna not do weekend readings for right now. Maybe the shorts, I'll do the shorts, but I have a hard time with the Soul Connection Saturday reading, fitting it in. If I have time, then I'll do it, but for right now, I'm just going to plan on not doing it, and then if I have time and I jump on, then it's a great little surprise, okay? So, anyways, all that to say, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Monday is a Manifestation Monday, where we check in on your manifestations and sort of the energy that you need to be aware of around them, and some general information, so I hope to see you then, but if not, and this is where we part, I love you so much, and thank you so much for spending time with me. Take care, and ta-ta.